Welcome to Pikmin, the most calming yet stressful real-time strategy game ever made. Pikmin is the brainchild of Shigeru Miyamoto, released as the fourth game for the Nintendo GameCube in 2001. Pikmin was re-released in 2009 for the Nintendo Wii under the New Play Controls series, where instead of using the GameCube controller, it utilized the Wiimote Nunchuck. The Pikmin series spans 3 games, with the fourth having been announced in 2015. Super Smash Bros. Melee and Pikmin were released on the same day, with Super Smash Bros. Already having a game to its name and being very popular, which would sound like it would have been an early grave for the franchise, but that is definitely not the case. Pikmin follows Captain Olimar on his vacation from his home planet of Holocate, where he's struck by a comet and crash lands on an unknown planet, which has been speculated to be future Earth. His spaceship, the SS Dolphin, has lost 30 parts, which he must find to get himself off the planet. The planet is filled with deadly oxygen, which Olimar's suit can only filter for 30 days before his end. Olimar wakes up to find a spaceship, which he calls an onion based on its resemblance to one. Something small pops out of it, and soon grows a stem, which Olimar plucks to find a red creature he names Pikmin, based on the resemblance to Pit carrots of his home world. The Pikmin can be used to fight creatures, gather defeated creatures and pellets to bring back to their onions to produce more Pikmin, gather ship parts, construct bridges, and take down walls. There are 3 types of Pikmin: red, who are found first, do the most damage, and are resistant to fire; yellow, who are found second, can be thrown the furthest, and can carry bomb rocks; and blue, who are found last and can survive in water. Like I said before, Olimar has 30 days to collect all 30 ship parts, and each day gives him around 14 minutes to collect more Pikmin, ship parts, defeat enemies, and create new paths. At the end of each day, any Pikmin that are not around the onions or with Olimar will be left behind as the dolphin and onions leave for the night, being eaten by wildlife in the area. Okay, so I'm just gonna start playing now. Press A, that's easy to remember. Okay, so we have A, B, the C stick, and X. Okay, also L, R, and Z. And now Y, let me just try that out. Look at this mess. But in all seriousness, the controls are very easy to get used to, as confusing as this mess of a controller looks. You can change the camera angle and its zoom with just the triggers and Z button. You control both Olimar's movement and where you're going to throw the Pikmin with the control stick. You can dismiss the Pikmin into groups with the X button, move your Pikmin around Olimar with the C stick, and pluck the Pikmin with the A button. The game has an eeriness to it, where even with this playthrough being way ahead of schedule, whenever Olimar talks about his fears of what would happen to him if he didn't get every ship part, or that he would not have enough time to collect them all, I was always worried about running out of time. Pikmin gives you access to 5 different locations, all requiring different strategies and Pikmin to collect all parts located within them. Each new location is accessible after completing specific milestones with the number of ship parts collected, and you can return to any area at any point during the game. Now you may be wondering, how am I going to know where to find all the ship parts? Well, after you find the radar part, you have access to a map of the area, which not only lets you know where all the parts are, but also where any Pikmin not following you are, which will help you keep them all alive by the end of the day if you go and collect them. At the end of each day, you are given information on your last day, as well as your total progress so far. You are shown your loss and gain of Pikmin over the day, how many you have grown, lost in battle, and left behind in an area, how many Pikmin you currently have in the onions, how many parts you have and are left, and the amount of days you have left to gather the remaining parts. In my little introduction summary of the game, I said that Pikmin was the most calming yet stressful real-time strategy game ever made. When I said that, the calming part is just with the environment and music in each area. Everything just looks so real. You just feel like a young child actually exploring many of the areas with no worries at all. But the stressful part comes with the Pikmin themselves. They don't always do what you want them to. They will trip, they will attack the wrong enemies, or just even if you don't want them to. They have almost no care about their own lives. They will stop following you to pick grass and rocks for nectar, and when the whole squad dies to a bomb rock Pikmin dropping it in the wrong spot, oh, it's just too infuriating. Pikmin has 3 different endings. The bad ending coming about when you don't collect all essential parts, which there are 25 of. The better ending happens when you collect all 25 essential parts, and the best ending when you collect all 30 parts. My first playthrough got me the worst ending, because I wasted a lot of days going back to the starting area to get only a small number of parts, compared to the larger number in the other areas of the game. And my most recent game getting me the best ending because I had such a better understanding of the game and how to use my time. The player controls Olimar, which the Pikmin will follow, so you do not have full control over them. You do not have to be with your Pikmin at all times, as they will do the tasks you leave them with. So you can have one group building a bridge, another bring back a ship part, and control a third group to fight enemies. Olimar can only have 100 Pikmin out at a time, and any new ones will be put straight into the onion. If there are less than 100 Pikmin out, any new ones will be planted in the ground, and being able to be plucked shortly after. If left in the ground, the Pikmin will start to grow a flower, which makes them both faster and stronger. Pikmin can also find nectar from some enemies, grass, and small rocks, which they will stop whatever they are doing to consume, and will grow them flowers, as if they had been left in the ground. Each area is home to a number of bosses, with some being optional and others being necessary for finding parts. Some of the bosses are pretty easy, but others are just a terrible time. They're all unique and pretty fun to figure out how to beat them, but the real problem is that the Pikmin still have a mind of their own, and will sometimes still keep attacking when called back, or just stand around and get squashed. Without going into too much detail about the last area, you are thrown into a very simple puzzle that will utilize all Pikmin types to work together. I was very confused myself as to why it was so simple, but oh was I wrong. All I'm gonna say is get ready to lose a lot of Pikmin. Pikmin is a great time. It's just so calming towards the beginning, and even with the stress of a later game, it still finds itself helping you to calm down. This is the type of game where you can just keep going back to play, trying to get a better score every time. I do very much enjoy the GameCube version, but I've heard much better things about the new Play Control Wii version, because you can freely move Olimar and where you plan to throw the Pikmin separately, but I recommend the game either way.